everyone, Mary Pat here, and today I am going to be making a fun teacher project using the Sunshine Sorbet 6x6 paper pad by Some Odd Girl, and I'm going to be using that awesome wood grain coming up. So first I cut this silhouette cut file using Coordinations chocolate box, and the outside is brown. And then when you use the Sand It gadget or any type of sandpaper and you start sanding it, the core is red, and then that will start showing through. So I kind of want to distress and bring out the red all along the edges of this. So this is going to be like a little treat box. I'm making it for a teacher, but you could make it for anybody. Now I am cleaning up using my Dust Buddy and just getting all of that fun dust off of that so that everything else can adhere to it. So again, I said I'm going to be using that part, and that's going to be the front of my treat box. And so first I need to set my treat box up. And I'm using this awesome zip dry glue, and this glue is amazing to be working with paper. It is my new favorite glue when I'm using these cut files and making 3D projects from my silhouette. So I'm just kind of piecing it together. It kind of looks like a French fry container a little bit. And so I'm just putting down, you can see I'm not putting that much. I'm just putting about 2 little lines going down on each side so that the other side can adhere to it. And it comes out really nice, and it just takes a couple of minutes for it to dry, and then it is stuck forever. So I'm just putting those sides together, and then I'm just kind of pressing firmly on each side and holding it there for a little bit, and just so that it can start gluing down together, and then I'll just set it aside for a little bit and let it dry. So I'm just kind of pressing down and getting that going on there. Now here is the front of my cover using that awesome wood grain and that beautiful orange color. And I just kind of put it to another piece of cardstock just to make it, I kind of wanted some dimension to give it another layer, so to pop kind of coming off of the box, but I didn't really want to use foam tape on there. So I used another piece of cardstock and kind of made a couple layers, and then I'm putting that zip dry glue once again on there, and then I'm adhering it down, and I'm just kind of with my fingers pinching down the sides on there to get it to stick. And then comes the sides. There's 2 strips, and again I'm using that the zip dry on there, just putting a little bit all around the edges, and then putting them one on each side for that. Now I want to put that and so pinching that down and then putting the 2 sides on, and that looks great. And so I really need that now to kind of set up and so that the glue can really start adhering there. So I'm going to move on to the stamping, and I'm going to use this set from Some Odd Girl, and I'm going to be using this wonderful apple from Fruit Salad. And first I'm going to stamp it with my Memento ink, because I'm going to be using my Spectrum Noir markers to color this adorable little apple. So I'm using my Coordinations 110-pound smooth cardstock, and so I'm printing, or not printing, stamping him out, and got a nice stamp there. Now these are my swatches, and I'm going to be using for my Spectrum Noir my DR 3, 5, and 6. Now, I'm going to be cutting this out. I'm not going to be leaving a white layer, so I'm just quickly going through with the chisel nib, and I am just kind of filling that in with my lightest color on that, my DR3. Next, I'm going in with DR6, and I just want to create some shading. And again, I'm using that chisel nib because I'm just going kind of fast on here, and so I am going around the edges and adding the darkest color. So I sometimes go from the lightest, then to the darkest, then to the medium, then back to the lightest again. So now I'm using the medium shade, which is DR5, and I'm going right up against that line of the DR6, and I'm just kind of pulling that color so there's not a harsh line from the DR6 to the DR5, so that they're blended together, and just kind of pulling that in to the center there and going around and just kind of pulling that out. And that looks good. So now I'm going back to my lightest color, the DR3, and now again I'm just pulling that color out and blending it all and making it look nice, and I like that. Okay, next I'm going to be going into coloring the stem, and I've got EB6, and I am going to color that little stem all the way using this color and just kind of moving my paper to get that in. And then I'm going to use the EB5 and just to add a little bit of shading up at the top and at the bottom of the stem. And that looks good. And moving on to the leaf, I'm going to use CG1 and 2. So I'm starting off with CG1 and just kind of coloring all of it in. And then I'm going to just get a nice layer down there. And then I'm going to move to my second color, which is the number 2. And I'm just kind of going, following the line of the leaf that's already there and just kind of filling in a little bit of shading there. And once that's in, I'm going to go back to my lightest color, my 1, and I'm just kind of blending that out. Now, I liked that, but I wanted to add a little bit more dimension into the leaf, so I'm going with my dark green, DG, and this is the number 3, and I'm just adding a little bit, going around the leaf, following the line of the leaf, and just going around there. Now I'm going back with my medium shade, my CG2, and just kind of moving in small circles, blending all of that together. And that looks good. I cut them out, and I always like to add a little bit with my gel pen. I'm just going to add some little marks on his cheeks and have that. He looks adorable. And then I'm going to attach him with some foam dots, and I'm going to put him down at the bottom because then I want to add a cute little tag on there. So that looks good, and now I want to do some stamping on the little tag. And when I'm stamping, I sometimes, so it doesn't move around, I just put a little bit of washi tape and kind of just adhere that down so that I know that it's not going to be moving around. And so I've got this teacher set, and oh my golly, this is one of my faves. And I love that thanks, and then I'm going to use that A+. On there. So I'm going to start off with my A+, and I'm using my Jenny Bolin ink and putting that down there, and that looks great. And next I want to add the thanks, and so I've got that. And then finally I kind of just went ahead and added some yummy twine and then added my tag, and there I have an adorable treat box that you can give to your teacher. So when you're thinking about paper crafting, make sure to pick up the Some Odd Girl new paper, because there are so many things that you can make with it. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.